Shalom. This week's Torah reading is titled Parshat Pinchas. It is named after the grandson of Aaron, Moses' brother. At the end of last week's Torah reading, we read a difficult story. Pinchas, in an act of religious zealotry, kills a prince of Israel and a Midianite woman who had taken up with each other. In the opening of this week's Torah reading, we read that as a result of this action, Pinchas is granted a Brit Shalom, a covenant of peace. Reb Naftali Tzvi Berliner offers the following insight. The Brit Shalom, the covenant of peace, was not necessarily a reward for the religious zealotry, but a cure or a remedy. Pinchas had a character flaw. He was not at peace with himself, and he was not at peace with others. And therefore, God entered into a covenant of peace to bring shalom into his life. The position of Rav Naftali Tzvi Berliner is supported by two scribal anomalies. The Yud in the word Pinchas is diminished. Yud is the first letter of God's name, and Yud is often added to a word in order to add an implied blessing. May God's presence be in your life. We see this when Moses adds a Yud to Joshua's name, changing it from Hosea to Yehoshua. May God be with you. May God's presence be with you. When the Yud is diminished in Pinchas's name, it alludes to the reality that violence separates us from the presence of God, and the presence of God was diminished in his life. When we read the Brit Shalom, the covenant of peace, the Vav in the word Shalom, again, is severed, alluding to the reality that Shalom at this point was something that Pinchas lacked. And God gave Pinchas this Brit Shalom, this covenant of peace, to remedy this character flaw that existed in his life. We learn from the Brit Shalom and the position of Reb Naftali Tzvi Berliner, these two scribal anomalies, that the path to bringing God into our life is seeking shalom in our lives, seeking peace with each other, with our friends, relatives, and even those who we're not friendly with and we don't care for. We strive to bring God into our life by replacing silat chinam, unwarranted hatred, with ahavat chinam, with altruistic love. Shabbat Shalom. May the spirit of life and love be part of your Shabbat celebration. May it touch your heart, soul, and mind.